Good day everyone and welcome to my Discovery Miles video. In this video I will try and show you guys how to get the most miles and also how to spend them wisely in 2023. I will also touch a little bit on Discovery Bank for those who want to maybe join that, and also I will give some tips just of random things for Discovery that I have found in my journey with them so far. So let me quickly start off by telling you guys, in the last 17 months I have purchased more than 30,000 Rand worth of stuff using only my Discovery Miles. So everything you see in this photo, as well as some Monster Jam tickets for my family, was purchased using Discovery Miles that I've saved up since January of 2021. So what I will do is I'll quickly show you all my Discovery Miles earnings. So as you can see here, from January last year till May this year, which is still going, I have received a total of 213,747 miles, or 21,374 Rand. Now, some of those miles my wife has generated on her banking, but yeah, most of that, it's between me and my wife, 213,000 miles. But that's not all. I also have Discovery Insure, and in the last 17 months, I have received more than 10,000 Rand in cash back for driving well. That puts my total cash back for 17 months at over 31,300 Rand. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, that makes a really big difference in my family's financial situation. So in this video, I would like to share with you just how to get as many miles as possible, and then also how to use your miles correctly, how to make them go further. And then, like I said, I'll give some tips and I'll explain a little bit about Discovery Bank for those who've got questions. Now, please remember, I am not a financial advisor. I am just sharing my personal experience with you. I always hear people say that they don't understand the vitality and the rewards and the miles. So that is the reason why I thought I'll make this video. Now, the last thing, if this video does convince you to get a Discovery Bank account, please be so kind as to use my referral code that you see on the screen now. If you do, then both of us will be getting some free miles from Discovery. So yeah. Also, if you do use my referral code, please reach out to me and I'll see if there's any questions that you have or tips, then I'll try and help you out as far as I can. Now, before we get into the detail about how to earn the most miles, if you have any questions about the details of Vitality status or miles or the banking, I'm going to put links to their websites at the bottom. And they do a really good job of explaining everything really well. I am not going to try and re-explain everything. So I will add some links in the bottom if you want to find out specific things about, like I say, Vitality or miles or the banking part, and then you can just go look it up. But I will try and draw some parts together and make it all come together in the way I explain things. So let me start by saying that the most cashbacks or rewards that can be earned is definitely at Discovery Bank with miles and with Discovery Insure. Now, they do go hand in hand, but let's quickly touch on Discovery Insure before we go on to the miles and the banking part. With Discovery Insure, if you drive well, they reward you by paying cash into your current bank account. Or you can have that money go into a funder account with Discovery. Now, you don't have to be with Discovery Bank. They'll pay it into whatever bank you are currently at. If you do put the money, the monthly cashback that they give you in the funder account, they double that amount. And then you can use that to buy new tires or for your excess if you have claims. So that money is actually available for you to use. And like I say, they double that amount. Now, I have started doing that since July last year, and I've so far raised about 12,000 Rand for that. But furthermore, driving well weekly will also get you some miles because it falls under the active rewards part if you have the Discovery Banking Suite. So the rewards for Discovery Insure comes in two ways. You have the cash as well as the miles that you can get every week. Now, I've been getting an average of about 600 to 650 Rand in cash back from Discovery Insure every month. So what I'll do is I'll quickly show you my reward statement. This is just available on the app, and since I joined, you can see here the amounts that I've made. Now, I am busy saving my money in the Insure funder since July last year, because if I can get it up to 20,000 Rand, then I'm going to buy 4 new tires for my Fortuner. And because I'm in diamond status with Insure, then the funder account will be covering 100% of the invoice at the Tiger Wheel and Tire. So that means that Discovery would have paid for all 4 new BF Goodrich tires that I plan on buying in 7 months. So I'm very happy with that so far. Now, as I've mentioned, Discovery Bank is where most of your miles will be generated. Your Vitality Health, Drive, and Bank will all be working hand in hand in maximizing your miles every month. If you do not use them for banking yet, or you don't have Discovery Insure, hopefully this video will give you some reason to consider moving over to Discovery. I started with Discovery Insure in March of 2019. Then in 2021, I moved over to Discovery Bank. Then in 2022, I moved my life insurance over to Discovery. And then from the beginning of this year, 2023, I moved my retirement portfolio over to Discovery Invest as well. And because I have all these products with them, I get extra discounts as well as plenty of miles. The most miles you will be getting is if you are diamond status for all 3 of their products: Health, Drive, and Bank. Now, let's look at where all my miles came from for the month of April as an example. So as you can see on the graph, miles came in for card spend, for fuel, for healthy care, healthy food, and then active rewards. So in total, I have received 17,854 miles, or 1,785 Rand. Now, 10,100 of these miles came from my active rewards. And those comprised of my gym fees, because I get a certain amount of miles for gym fees every month I get back. Now, this amount was more than usual because the last 2 months they didn't pay me that gym fees. So I called them in and then they backdated it for me. So I got 3,900 miles this month for gym fees. But the other part is my game board tiles. The game board tiles, the total for April was 6,166. Now, in other words, with Discovery Insure and with Discovery Bank, the cashback rewards for April was about 2,400 Rand. That is 1,785 Rand that I got in miles, and also the 650 Rand that I got in cash. Now, it is actually even more because I put my money in the Insure funder. It is closer to 3,000 Rand that I got back for the month of April. Now, to get the most miles back from your healthy foods or your healthy care, you must make sure that you look at Discovery's healthy food and healthy care catalogs and use the correct loyalty card for your and your Discovery credit card when you pay for them. Both credit card and loyalty card has to be in the same ID number in order to qualify. Now, let's take a closer look at Active Rewards 3.0 and how I think you can make the most miles with that as well. The key here is to reach all 3 your goals every week. Now, this is really not hard to do. All you have to do is do enough physical exercise. Now, to reach 900 points, I would say 2 days of 30-minute vigorous exercise. Then you should have your heart rate above 80%. Only for 30 minutes, 2 days, then you get 600 points. It's 300 points per day that you do that. Then you need like 2 10,000-day steps, which will give you 100 points each. So then you're already at 800 points for the week. And then 2 days of over 5,000 steps, which will give you 50 points each. So then with 1 day to spare, you already have your 900 points. So it's not that hard to reach your health active reward goal every week. I average about 1,200 to 1,400 points every week. Now, to reach your drive goal, all you have to do, there's 4 things that you just shouldn't do while driving. The first one is you should not speed. Then you shouldn't do harsh cornering. You shouldn't do harsh braking, or you shouldn't do harsh acceleration. Now, for me, the harsh acceleration is not a problem because I drive a Fortuner, so it doesn't accelerate that quick in any way. But those are the only 4 things that will help you actually reach your goal. It's really not that hard. Then you should get enough points every week to also reach that goal. Finally, to reach your money goal, all you have to do is to spend enough money every week. Now, I think the danger here comes in that people might spend too much money and then at the end of the month, you don't have money left. And I'm actually in that position now. This week, I did not reach my money goal because I didn't want to overspend and spend money that I don't have. So I assume there's a little bit of a balance, and it's just something that everyone has to learn, seeing that Vitality Active Rewards 3.0 is quite new. It's only been like 4 or 5 weeks, so we're all still getting used to it. But yeah, if you just plan your budget, I think a little bit better, that's what I'm going to do going forward, then hopefully I will be able to reach my goal every week. That is not where it all ends for Active Rewards. In order to have the best chance to get the most miles, it is also important to try and manage your game board tiles by trying to have all those 7 extra tiles on your game board. Now, when reaching your health, drive, and money goals, they will translate to miles tiles that you can select. Then there are the partner tiles for your healthy food, care, and your fuel tiles. And then finally, there's a discovery tile. Now, I personally split my fuel for the month into 4 weekly purchases of 500 Rand each. That way, I have more tiles above the average 150 miles to choose from every week. It is also possible to get the healthy food spend every week, seeing that we use milk and fresh fruits and vegetables on a weekly basis. The only partner tile that I do not get every week is the healthy care tile. I try to get that one every 2 weeks. So by reaching your 3 goals and spending money at the partners on a weekly basis, you will have more tiles with higher miles to choose from every week. So my average miles from the tiles have gone up since Vitality 3.0 has started. The few weeks ago, I actually managed to get 2,500 miles on one active reward day with my 3 plays. So there are also other little things like sneak peeks and doublers. But if you want more info on those, please check out the links in the description. I'll put it there. I'm not going to spend time in this video on that. All right, that is how to get miles. Now let's take some time and I'm going to give you some tips on how to spend your miles. So when it comes to spending your miles, the most important thing to do is to save them for D-Day. D-Day is on the 15th of every month, except for the month of November, when Discovery makes D-Day on the 15th as well as on the 25th, so that it goes with Black Friday. But why wait for D-Day? Because then Discovery gives you double your usual discount when you spend your miles. So on any given day, when you spend your miles on the app, you get 20% discount, but on D-Day, well, you can get up to 20% discount. On D-Day, that doubles, so you can get up to 40% discount. Now also remember, Discovery Health gives you 25% discount on up to 2,000 Rand every single month on active gear. So with that in mind, let me quickly show you what I've done this past Monday on the 15th. So the active gear is just a voucher that you generate using the Discovery Health app. That's not on the banking app. So I went and I bought everything you see in this photo. You'll see there's 2 jackets, the one down jacket and a normal top, and then some weights, and I put some sunglasses in there, and the total came up to 1,925 Rand. Then I activated the 25% voucher, and it brought the total down to 1,506 Rand and 45 cents. So that voucher I generated on the Discovery Health app. Then I took out my phone again, and I opened up the Discovery Banking app, and I went on to spend, and then onto miles section, and then I selected the spend section, and then I chose the amount of 1,506 Rand 45 cents, and because it was D-Day, you will see it gave me 40% discount, and I ended up paying only 9,039 miles for my 1,925 Rand worth of spend, which means in total then I got 65% off of the original price, and technically it didn't cost me anything out of my pocket, seeing that miles are generated for free. Then I went onto my Discovery Health app again, and I activated my Nike Performance footwear. As you can see in the video, this gave me 65% discount on 2,000 Rand off a pair of Nike shoes. So the price went down from 2,399 Rand for the shoes. The voucher brought it down to 1,099 Rand, and I ended up paying only 6,600 miles for my new Nike shoes. Now, if you quickly look at how much healthy food miles I received for May, you will see that I got back 6,899 miles, which means that technically my healthy food cashback for April, the 6,899 miles, paid for my new 2,400 Rand Nike Pegasus shoes. But that's not even all. Monday was, like I said, it was D-Day. And for those who don't know, it is World Whiskey Week. So on Monday, Pick n Pay started with their whiskey specials. It is on special until Sunday the 21st, tomorrow. And I went to the liquor store and I bought 2 whiskeys that was already on special because it's World Whiskey Week. And then because I spent my miles, I got the 2 bottles of whiskey for 4,128 miles. So even my whiskey was 40% discounted because it was D-Day. And Pick n Pay is a partner, so I can use my miles in-store or online. So the bottom line is this. Discovery Miles is already the most valuable reward currency in the world. And on any given day, you can get up to 20% discount in-store as well as online. But if you wait for D-Day, that same amount of miles can buy you a lot more because then it's 40% discount. So with online partners like Macro and Takealot, you can almost buy anything you need using your miles. So that is how I would suggest spending your miles in the best way. Now, before we jump into some general tips that I have found, let's quickly look at Discovery Bank and explain some of the things you need to keep in mind when you consider going over to Discovery Bank. The reason is because it's on the banking app that most of the miles are generated. So right off the bat, what you earn annually will determine for which account you qualify for. But don't let this determine which bank account you actually go for. Let me explain this to you quickly. Your Vitality money status gets determined by the following 5 financial behaviors: savings, short-term debt, insurance, retirement, and property. These 5 behaviors gets different points if you take the gold account, which you can see here. So in order to be diamond status, you need to have 80,000 points between these 5 behaviors, as well as a certain amount of savings in a Discovery savings account. And this is where choosing the right account comes in. So start off by asking yourself, how much do I have in savings at the moment? Because if you only have about, let's say, 30,000 Rand in savings, you will only be able to reach diamond status in the gold account. For you to be in diamond status for the platinum bank account, you need at least 45,000 Rand in a Discovery savings account. And for the black account and above, so black and purple, you need at least 100,000 Rand in a Discovery savings account. So in other words, the amount of savings you currently have will determine which bank account you should aim for. The next thing you should ask yourself is whether you have property or not. If you don't have property, you know that you won't get the 15,000 points that they allocate to property on your money status if you are in the platinum or above. So if you choose the gold account, then your property points is only 5,000 of your 80,000 point status. So I'll show you on the graphic here. So that means Discovery has kind of built in their banking system for different levels of income. And if you do not have property, you may be younger, you're not getting, 500, 800 Rand, 800,000 Rand a year, then the gold account is perfect for you because they don't give such a big portion of the points for property. But they are afraid that you might have more debt when you're younger. So then they want you to have more, they give you more points for savings. You need 30,000 for savings, for instance. So it is very important to look at the different bank accounts and know on which level you fit in. Now, the great thing about Discovery's banking options is that if you are in diamond status in gold account, it will give you more rewards or better interest rate, for instance, than the silver or even gold status of the higher tier account. So, for example, let me show you what I mean. If you look at here you can see that being in diamond status with a gold account gives you better savings interest than the gold status of a platinum account. That means if you know you don't have 45,000 Rand in savings and you don't own property, I will definitely settle for a gold account, a banking suite, and be in diamond status. The same is actually true for diamond status of platinum account versus being in gold status for a black account. The difference is very minimal. But because you're in diamond status, you get other benefits with your life insurance and with your retirement, if they were also with Discovery, for instance. Now, my point is that every person's situation will look different, and rather go for a banking tier that you know you can reach diamond status with than go for one that will leave you in silver status or even worse. So, you can find more information about the different banking tiers in the description below. I'll put it right there. But one little last thing that really might help you reach that next level of your money status can be the 5,000 Vitality money points that you can earn by using the financial analyzer, by setting up your budget correctly. This is the budgeting mechanism that comes with Discovery Bank. So what I do is I set an alarm for the last day of every month, and then I just make sure that I have all these criteria in place. Now, personally, this is the best feature that I like about Discovery Bank. It really helps you to manage and be in complete control of your spending and financial situation at all times. It has completely replaced all my Excel sheets and my budget apps that I used to use. All right. So, like I say, if you are considering, please remember, if you use my referral code, then we'll all get some miles. So if this really helped you, I will ask you just to remember that. Now, let's get on to the tips. So these are just some general tips that I'd like to share with you as a Discovery user for the last few years. So the first thing, these aren't in specific order, it's just random tips. So when calling Discovery, especially with the bank, always ask for a manager or ask them to escalate your query. That usually helps to get things attended to quicker. You will always have some questions, and you'll always send an email with some things. And if you ask for the manager or for them to escalate it, I found that it gets sorted out quicker. The second tip, make sure that you've done all your Vitality age assessment, your online mental assessment, and your health assessments at Clicks or Discam. In the past, you just had to do that somewhere in the year, but now it seems as if those things need to be done in order to get your healthy food discount. So your 25 or your 40% that you're getting back on healthy foods, you need to have those done in order to get that 20 or 15% discount from the get-go. So my tip is just have those things done as soon as you can in the beginning of every year. My third tip is be generous. Help someone out by donating some fruit and vegetables. And, if you see someone begging on the street, or if you know of a family who's struggling, take your credit card, go to Pick n Pay, buy, a few bags of their healthy fruits or their vegetables and give it to that person. Because not only are you making a difference in someone's life, but you're also getting paid in miles back for, not donating, but you're getting paid miles by Discovery for buying healthy fruits and vegetables, healthy food. So that is a little tip for me. Bless someone with some fruit and vegetables, and Discovery actually pays you for it. So it's a win-win in all directions. My next tip, volunteer to pay the bill when going out. So it will help you with your qualifying spend. So all you can do, if you guys are ever going out for a party, put your credit card down and say everyone can just transfer you the money, their little portions, and then you swipe the whole account on your credit card, because then that boosts the amount of money that you spent this month on your banking profile, and Discovery rewards you because then you'll get more discount for your healthy foods or your healthy care or your fuel. So that's my other tip, is always volunteer to pay the bill with your credit card. And then another tip, make sure that you have no debit orders go off after the 27th of each month. So what I found in the beginning when I came over to Discovery, I had a lot of debit orders for the 28th and the last day of every month. And sometimes the financial analyzer gets my allocations wrong. So Discovery guess what that was for. So I've got an endowment for my 3 children, study study things that goes off every month from like Momentum or Sanlam. And Discovery thought it was short-term insurance. It was short-term insurance. So on the last day of the month, that payment will go off at like 11 o'clock at night. And then when I wake up the next morning on the new day of the month, I was out of 5% of my budget for that month. And then I didn't get my 5,000 Vitality points, my money points that I mentioned earlier in the video. So I would suggest move all your debit orders to either the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd of the new month. Do not have anything after the 27th, because on that February month, or on any month where that last day falls on like a holiday or something, then your things might get debited earlier, and then it just throws out and it takes that 5,000 possible points away from you. So don't have any debit orders after the 27th. Then watch the money coaching videos. On the app, there's these money coaching videos explaining why you need savings and how they plan, and I just think those are very good advice. They really help me a lot. So definitely watch the money coaching videos. Next up, make sure that you get the banking suite from the beginning. If someone's referred you especially, do not just get a normal account and then later upgrade to the banking suite, because then you'll only get the first level of miles, like the 1,000 miles or the 2,500. It happened with me. I moved over to Discovery. I referred my wife. And on the day, she couldn't get the banking suite. It just offered her the check account. And then we took it, and then we got our miles, but it was only the small amount, because then she upgraded to the banking suite after that. So make sure from the beginning you get the banking suite. That's also what I think you need in order to qualify for all the healthy foods cashback. Then focus on one profile only and transfer your miles to the account which has higher discount. So in other words, because I have the short-term insurance in my name, and I'm also in diamond status with Vitality Money, my wife transfers her miles to me and we spend it out of my account, for instance. She's only in bronze status because we don't have the savings in her bank accounts. We don't have the short-term insurance. So her Vitality Money status does not, contribute at all. She gets a little bit of discount. She gets her healthy foods, but it's not nearly as close as what I get. So she gathers her miles up for 2-3 months, and then she transfers them to my account, and then we use them on D-Day. So definitely focus only on one profile and make sure you guys spend on that credit card. Make sure, because then you'll get the most back. Then another tip, move all your movable savings into your Discovery savings account. For instance, with my 3 children, we've got a savings account that the grandparents transfer money, like 100 Rand, 200 Rand every month for each child. They used to be with FNB, but the interest rate was 2.5%. And with Discovery, the interest rate is over 7% for the bank, for the 90-day notice accounts or the 32-day notice accounts. I think one of them is actually like 7.8%. So we moved all the children's money, and now not only are they getting better interest rates, but it is counting towards my total savings that I need in order to be in diamond status. So if you have any money laying around that is movable at other banks or that's in other savings accounts, definitely move them all over to your Discovery, because it'll help you get to your diamond status as well. Then, my last app, just for the Insure part, use apps like Waze if you are driving on a road that you don't know what the speed limit is. So I've been penalized in the past driving on a road that I don't know, and then there's obviously no signs, for instance, that tells you the speed limit goes from 100 kilometers to down to like 80. And then when you come back and you open your app, you'll see you've lost all your points for that day, and then you don't get your play. So if I drive on any roads that I do not know the speed limit, or if I drive in any direction that I've never driven before, I put on the Waze app, because that actually has the live speed limit on top of the app. So just a little tip for Discovery Insure. And that is it, everybody. There are more ways, and there are actually way more benefits and rewards when it comes to Discovery. For instance, there's a lot of discount for flying and for car hire and for booking hotels. That's not part of my lifestyle. I don't do any of those things at all. So, but you can go and look at all the rewards on the website. There are a lot of rewards. These are just the ones that I interact with, But to summarize it, as I conclude, get Discovery Insure if you don't have it yet, and move over to Discovery Bank. Those two, partnered with Vitality Health, has helped my family to be the healthiest that we have ever been. We are also more fit now than we've ever been before. And we are financially in the best place since we got married. That is apart from the 31,000 Rand in rewards and cashbacks that I've received in the last 17 months. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you to Discovery. If you like camping, off-roading, and adventure, check out some of the other videos that I have. Otherwise, if this video does well, I will probably bring out another one when they change stuff around, which seems to happen quite every year. So if that happens, then I'll try and make another video next year to cover all the updates. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you another time.